If you are working in a nonprofit with technology, you are most likely and most statistically likely to be an accidental techie. Accidental techies are someone who has not had formal training in the technology field, that are generally the go-to person for their organization because they've exhibited some talent in working with machinery. Doesn't even have to be computers, but if you can fix the copy machine, you must be able to fix the computer. If you are one of these people, then, and you have gotten there recently and you don't quite know where to start, this is a small guideline for how to get going. First of all, the biggest thing is to assess your situation. What are your strengths? Where do you have the most talent? And know how to tell the people that you work with what those talents are. The second thing is, what was left to you? What are the vendors? What are the systems? What are the procedures? Who are the technology gurus that your predecessor used, if there was a predecessor? Next thing is, what do you have to work with? Inventory your machinery, your software. Take the temperature of your culture to see whether it's a reactionary culture or a proactive culture. And also take a look at the staff that you have to work with you. Are there people on the staff that can be your technology guides, gurus, champions? Or are you the most technologically savvy person on staff? And along with that, what are your staff's expectations? Are you the guru? Are you the only person in the staff that knows how to work certain pieces of equipment? That's important to note. Who do you have to help you? Are there staff in your organization that can help you? Do you have champions both on staff and off staff? Do you have a technology consultant that you can work with at least at the beginning until you get your feet on the ground? Are there other people in the nonprofit community around you that you meet regularly that have those sorts of people on their staffs that you can touch base with? And how can you learn what you don't know? A lot of times, you know, if you're a book learner, you can always find a book for everything. If you're not a book learner and you're a hands-on learner and you don't have the time, try to find someone to help you learn those things. If you have a little bit of time, experiment. Play around with the software that you have. Find other people who have the same software or hardware that you have and learn their experiences, learn their problem areas, learn the kinds of things that they've done to troubleshoot or to repair issues as they've arrived. The next thing to do is to learn what isn't working that needs to be immediately changed out. Is it your software is not compliant? Get more licenses. If it's a particular computer that's causing problems, see if there's a way to budget for replacement, either through a refurbished machine or a new machine. There are a number of places that you can go for either of those where the prices will be less expensive. And a lot of this stuff depends on the size and the formality and the structure of your own organization. If it's a system that isn't working and you're not a system person, try to engage any of the administrative people in your office to help you set up a system for help desk or for getting the funds that you need or the equipment that you need. It's always helpful. At the next level, beyond assessing the situation and trying to learn the things you don't know, there are some other things that you'll have to do. The first is to maintain and evaluate what you have. I don't like this part. Maintaining is boring, but that's what you have to do. Keep up your spyware, keep up your software, keep up your updates for Microsoft or any other software companies that send them down. Make sure that that you stay on top of those for all of your machines and all of your servers and things. There are a number of, I mean, I could cite instance after instance of times when those things are the only thing that have kept someone from a disaster or the only things that have caused the disaster in any kind of IT crisis. Two things that you might want to do that I found really helpful. The first is to create a technology plan. There's an awesome resource out there called Wired for Good. It's a book that's put out, was actually available through Minnesota Council of Nonprofits technology conference at one point that will walk you through step by step how to write a technology plan for your organization. There are sample sheets there, there are sample documents there, and it's not written in high language. You know, it's written in a language that you can understand, and it really makes it simple to break down. And it's very thorough. It has everything you could imagine in it as far as examples of what to put into your document. Another thing that you might want to do is disaster planning. There are two kind of steps to this. One is if there's a disaster, how do you safeguard the equipment that you have? And the second piece of that is if there's a disaster, what do you do afterwards? And what starts first? Where are things kept? How do you get the information to people? Can people work from home if you get this piece put together? Can people, you know, what are the functions that need to work first? And those kinds of things. It may never happen, but if it does and you have that disaster, it's going to be priceless.